Sir Ian McKellen has played some of the most powerful and memorable characters in modern pop culture, but none more iconic than Gandalf the Grey and Magneto. As the wise wizard in the Lord of the Rings trilogy and the master of magnetism in X-Men, McKellen brought gravitas to both roles, portraying two vastly different figures who wield immense power. But when asked who would win in a fight, Gandalf or Magneto, the legendary actor gave a definitive answer: Gandalf. And he's absolutely right. In a 2014 interview promoting The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies, McKellen was asked to pit his two most famous roles against each other. His response was confident and instantaneous. The old man would, of course. McKellen cited Gandalf's experience, deep reserves of wisdom, and mysterious power as key factors in a theoretical showdown. Though fans of Marvel's powerful mutant might scoff, the evidence across both film series supports McKellen's choice. Gandalf's power is beyond human comprehension. While Magneto is undoubtedly one of the strongest mutants in the X-Men franchise, his power, however destructive, has limits. His control over magnetic fields allows him to manipulate metal, build force fields, and unleash massive destruction. He can lift bridges, stop bullets, and even escape from plastic prisons. But at his core, Magneto is still human, an enhanced one, but still bound by mortality and the physical world. Gandalf, on the other hand, is not human at all. Though he appears as a mortal man, he is actually a Maia, a divine spirit sent by higher beings to aid Middle-earth. In Tolkien's mythology, Maia are essentially angelic entities, timeless and immortal. Gandalf has walked the world for over 2,000 years, and that's just his time in physical form. His true existence predates the creation of the world. He is not merely a wise old man with a staff. Gandalf is a force of cosmic power who is deliberately restrained by the divine in order to guide, not dominate. Even in that limited form, he defeats a Balrog, another Maia, resists corruption, and rallies armies in the face of annihilation. After his death in Moria, Gandalf returned stronger as Gandalf the White, with even greater authority and power. Magneto's strength is physical. Gandalf's is cosmic. Yes, Magneto lifted the Golden Gate Bridge in X-Men: The Last Stand. But his feats, though grand, are rooted in physics and metal. Gandalf's power stems from an entirely different realm: magic, wisdom, and divine influence. He can repel powerful warriors, communicate across vast distances, manipulate fire, light, and shadow, and even command the respect of ancient beings. Importantly, Gandalf doesn't flaunt his power the way Magneto does. He uses it sparingly and with intention. The role of the wizards in Tolkien's universe was not to dominate, but to inspire and guide. When he does unleash his power, it's decisive. In The Two Towers, he deflects arrows and axes with ease, disarms foes without touching them, and radiates energy that cowed even the proud Saruman. Even if Magneto disarmed Gandalf of his sword or staff, he would find that Gandalf's true strength lies not in metal or weapons but in spirit. As McKellen said, Gandalf would deal with that. His wisdom, experience, and supernatural roots make him a being Magneto has no preparation to fight. Immortality and resurrection tilt the scales. Gandalf can die, but he doesn't stay dead unless higher powers will it. His resurrection after defeating the Balrog wasn't simply a fantasy plot twist. It emphasized his otherworldly role as a servant of the divine. Magneto, by contrast, is subject to age, injury, and the limitations of a human body, even a genetically advanced one. Even if Magneto somehow struck a fatal blow, Gandalf could return, elevated by the very powers that sent him. This spiritual invulnerability, combined with his magical resilience, makes Gandalf far more difficult to destroy than any mutant. Leadership and loyalty, another advantage. McKellen also pointed out that Gandalf would have allies in battle, and not just any allies. Whether guiding the Fellowship of the Ring or leading Thorin's company, Gandalf inspired absolute loyalty. His companions were willing to sacrifice themselves for one another, as seen in Boromir's redemption and death, or in Sam's unwavering commitment to Frodo. Magneto, on the other hand, led a brotherhood of mutants whose unity was always shaky. He abandoned Mystique when she lost her powers and often put ideology over personal bonds. His followers feared or admired him, but they rarely loved him. In any team battle, Gandalf's cohesive and dedicated allies would have a critical edge. What about the comics? It's worth noting that Magneto in the comics is far more powerful than his film counterpart. In Marvel's main continuity, he's performed feats that border on godlike, generating planetary EMPs, manipulating tectonic plates, and surviving nukes. But McKellen didn't play that Magneto. He played the cinematic one, who, despite his might, was far more grounded. Comparing the movie versions of both characters, it's clear Gandalf operates on a higher plane. He's part of a larger cosmic order, a being of purpose and mystery. Magneto, as portrayed in the films, is a tragic but mortal man fighting for a cause. One commands elements, the other commands the will of the divine. Conclusion: McKellen was right to back the wizard. In a fantasy versus superhero debate, it's easy to default to raw power or flashy abilities. But strength isn't always about spectacle. Gandalf's quiet restraint, ancient wisdom, and ethereal nature make him far more formidable than Magneto's metallic fury. Sir Ian McKellen knew exactly what he was saying when he chose the old man as the victor. Gandalf isn't just powerful, he's transcendent. Against him, Magneto wouldn't stand a chance.